Morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in today. We have a ton of stuff to go over today. Let me just get our topics. Oh, and my question to you all today is, and this is, we're going to talk about some excursions and stuff like that are slightly scary. My question to you today is, what is the scariest excursion that you've ever done? I mean, I've done ziplining before. That was interesting. That was actually from a bridge over in Nanaimo, actually on Vancouver Island. And what was interesting about it is that I'm trying to change the light here. There was another train track that was just a little bit further down from that, and kids used to jump off of that into the river below. So we were slightly higher, but I figured, well, if the zip line breaks or something, then we're probably okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's, one of those weird things you just, you gotta hope for the best if you're gonna do some crazy excursions. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what's the scariest excursion that you've ever done. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about today. So there's a brand new, well, maybe all-inclusive, maybe not, in Aruba. So we're going to cover off that. We're going to talk about Dreams Curacao. We're going to talk about swinging at sea, as well as the latest from Amsterdam. And then I've got a fun little game for you at the end. So we'll see how you do. This is going to be obviously travel related, and I've got some questions for you, and we'll see who is the closest to being right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I know it's only a couple minutes in. Normally I wait a little bit longer so that people get notified. And to that end, we'll just do this now. If you hit the like button, then it helps out the channel. If you click on the bell, then how's it go? If you click on the subscribe button, then you will be subscribed to the channel. If you hit the bell, then that will notify you on such times as when I go live. And I think from Mexico, from Cancun, when I'm there at the end of the month, I'm going to go live, and it might be somewhat spontaneously because we did a test last week. And I just want to cover this off real quick. I did a test with my new camera, the Insta360, and it has the ability to go live. And there's a couple of different formats for it. So I did a test when I was downtown at Canada Place last week, when I was just going in to go and see the Norwegian Bliss, and I've got a video coming up on that this weekend. I wanted to go live and give this a try to see how it worked out. The Insta360, on the first video, which if you go into my videos, my lives, you'll see one that's called test. And it actually, I think I changed the thumbnail for it. Maybe I didn't. Yes, test. So it's the one where I changed the thumbnail to "You control my camera." And that's exactly what it does. So if you're sitting there with your phone, you can rotate your phone and you can see a 360-degree view of where I am. So, that's pretty cool, actually. So I thought, well, when I'm at the brand new Hyatt Vivid Grand Island in Cancun, this will be a great way for me to take you on a tour of it. And then instead of me just showing you what I want or think you want to see, you can actually control the camera. Apparently, you can also do that with your mouse. Tammy, you were on when I went live. And I think you were watching from your desktop. So if you're on today, let us know if you just move your mouse around to be able to move the camera. But it's kind of a cool way for you to be able to see what you want to see. So if I'm busy looking at trying to show people what the booze looks like, the alcohol brands that they have, but you want to see the pool, you can flip it around and you can see you can see in the opposite direction. So that's pretty cool. All right. Hello, Barbara. Good morning. How are you doing? Barbara, I think you're going to do well on the quiz that I have at the end, my little game at the end. For those of you who don't know, Barbara, am I right? Barbara, you worked for Apple Vacations? Am I getting that right? Let me know. So yeah, Barbara has a huge knowledge of travel and yeah, Apple Vacations. I have my notes here. Yes. Yeah. I try to remember. I try. And Tammy says, yeah, she moved the mouse and it did a 360. So it's a really cool thing to do. So I will. The only thing that I don't like, and I really dislike this, is it's entirely uninteractive for me. You can write comments until the cows come home. I cannot see anything while I'm using that system. So that's kind of unfortunate that uh, you can put your comments, I'll see them later, but unfortunately, I won't see them at the time. So if you're like, hey, wait, go back, I'm not going to see it. So if there's anything, I'll try to, can I schedule it? I don't know if I can even schedule it. But I'll see what I can do. I'll see if there's some way that I can see the comments, or I might enlist somebody's help on that one. But yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. And if you, like I said, if you hit the notification button, if you hit that bell after you've subscribed, then you'll get a little pop-up that will tell you when I'm live so that you don't miss out on anything. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in and get started. So this is a little bit back and forth. Basically, what happened is I saw an announcement the other day, and this is nothing brand new, but to me it was news. Um, um, but Aruba, for the last 10 or 15 years, hasn't had any new resorts. You've got, like, people say, where do you stay if you want to go all inclusive? And it's really a choice of the Rio Palace Aruba or the Rio Palace Antilles. Um, the Rio Palace Antilles is going to be elite club probably later this year, and that will mean to say that, like my experience 2 weeks ago at the Rio Palace Baja California and the Rio Palace Cabo San Lucas, those used to be equal and you could have full exchange privileges, but now Baja California is different than Cabo San Lucas. Baja California means you can go everywhere to the other Rios and you have full exchange privileges, whereas Rio Palace Cabo San Lucas, you can only alternatively go to the Rio Santa Fe. So as I say, in Aruba, the Rios are, they're a pretty solid choice. There really isn't a better all-inclusive, I would say. But then I heard this rumor. Well, the Iberostar is opening a resort. It's the Iberostar Grand Aruba. Shocker, they call it a 5-star. I mean, we'll see. We'll see when we get there. And now I had heard that it was going to be opening up as possibly EP and all-inclusive. EP being European plan, which means to say no food or drinks are included, which means the prices are low. You're just paying for the hotel. And the great thing with that is that you can try all the different restaurants, and there are plenty in Aruba that are amazing. Yeah, I agree. Finally, something new. Zoetree they were supposed to be opening a new Zoetree, but totally wrong location. It was going to be down south of Aranjestad, which is the capital city and the main tourist area. So it was going to be south of that, not in a walkable place at all, and near where the fish fry is, which is a good thing, I guess. But anyways, that didn't pan out. I don't know what's happening with that property, but at least for this one, we've got a brand new resort opening, and it does sound like it's going to not be all inclusive. It might be more EP, but keep your fingers crossed, folks, because we really could use another alternative for all inclusive. It's going to be located on Eagle Beach. So the majority of the all-inclusive hotels, as well as the Marriott and the Hyatt, those are located on Palm Beach. Both beaches are, I mean, spectacular, but Eagle Beach is a little bit closer to the airport. I say it's about a 15-minute drive. Tamarind, I haven't stayed at that one. I mean, I've stayed at it's now the Barcelo, but it was the Occidental when I stayed there. I've stayed at the Palace Aruba 2 or 3 times, maybe 4. 3, I think. And I've stayed at the, Renaissance as well. And, yeah, I mean, they're all old, right? But, yeah, so I've stayed at quite a few, but, it'd be nice to have something new here. So as I say, it's on Eagle Beach, about 15 minutes from the airport. They're gonna have 3 restaurants, 5 bars, including, there's a rooftop pool, so of course they've got a rooftop bar up there, and, they also have a swim-up bar that's at the main pool area on the main level. Now it is located across the street from the beach, so, just the same as Amsterdam Manor, if you, know that property, and it's close to the DV resorts, so if you've ever been there, if you've ever walked along that beach, you know that the beach there, it might almost be a little bit better than some of the beach areas in Palm Beach, but I'm telling you, the waters in Aruba are amazing. You can go out on a catamaran, especially in front of Palm Beach, and there's a plane that was, crashed, I guess, and it's submerged, and it's been there for, I don't know, 20 years since I've been going to Aruba, and you could see it from the catamaran. Like, you don't need to be wearing snorkel gear or anything. The water is that clear, so definitely worth checking out. Um, Aruba's nickname is One Happy Island, so having to cross the road from the hotel to the beach area, I don't anticipate being any issue at all. It's basically 1 lane each way. Um, and I do have a full video on this property, coming out this weekend, so stay tuned for that, where I go really in depth to it. But, I think that it's gonna be interesting to see. It is gonna be family friendly, but again, fingers crossed that they do add that, all-inclusive option, because as much as it's nice to be able to eat out at other restaurants, sometimes, especially with a more expensive place like Aruba or the Bahamas, it's nice to have those costs pre-managed, if you will. So if you book into an all-inclusive, you've paid this price and that's it. You could go out for dinner, but you don't have to. So it just means that you can manage your costs a whole lot better. So exciting news there. Now Dreams Curacao, so they are adding an adult. Oh, get my notes ready here. They're adding an adult-only section, and, they're gonna have about 52 new units that they're building, pods on the beach. Pods, yes. This is what they look like. So let me know what you think of that. I didn't show the interior. The interior looks like a basic hotel room, nothing too amazing about that. But with those 52 adult-only units, they're also going to be adding a new bar and a restaurant, as well as a new infinity pool. And Curacao, again, part of the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, they're all Dutch islands. And I think it'll be very interesting to see. Oh, submarine tour. I'm guessing that would have been in Aruba. Yeah. I haven't done that. They also have a snuba tour, which is where you put the the scuba diving helmet on, but the rest of you is just, normal, because it's not the waters are warm. You don't need to be wearing a whole enclosed unit, and you can go under the water. It's interesting. Barbara's saying, I think, yeah, about the pods. Interesting. Oh, Elizabeth, hey, how are you? Good to see you. Um, Pods might be fun. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, these are all renderings or drawings, so it's difficult to say if they're going to be super private. And look, let's be honest, if they're super private, then they're going to be targeting more of that sort of sandals client, where it's going to be expensive. So, yeah, finally. Every week, 10 a.m. Well, except for when I'm in Cancun. 2 hours time difference, so I might go live a little bit earlier because, as you know, I try to get out there and, if I'm showing you things, I wanna show it to you before all the people are around and stuff like that, so But I do when I set up the live, I usually do it on the Tuesday. If I can do it earlier, I will. I'll always indicate the time for it. So just check that out. And Barbara said, yeah, she saw the plane in Aruba. Cool. All right. So yeah, so exciting times for Curacao. Like I said, I'll show you that picture again. Looking at these pods, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of funky, kind of modular looking. Kind of like it. I don't know. I'm undecided on that one, but we shall see. Okay, swinging at sea. Okay, that's not this kind of swinging at sea. For those of you who don't know, so there's always this thing about pineapples, and if you are on a cruise ship and you have an upside down pineapple, then what it's supposed to indicate, you put this on your cruise cabin door, and what it's supposed to indicate is that you are of the swinging lifestyle. So that means to say, come on in. you know, personally, like I personally I don't put stuff on my door, but if I was cruising with other people, I might bring some pineapple magnets to put on their doors just to mess with them. Hey, Roxanne. Yeah. Oh, and Tammy's saying no shade. Well, I mean, it's a rendering, but you would think if they were going to add palm trees and stuff like that, that would have been a part of the photo. But yeah, who knows? Like I said, we'll have to see once they're built. And they didn't have a date on that. The Iberostar Grand Aruba is taking reservations as of October 23rd, and I think it's sort of looking at a late October, early November opening. So, that could be interesting. But yeah, so back to swinging. So I have a video for you, and I just want you to comment with an emoji. Let's have some fun with this. Comment with an emoji what you think of this. This is a brand new attraction that oh yeah, Elizabeth, you told me that before. Yeah. Yeah. Didn't you say like the majority of the people on the cruise ship were swingers? And also, didn't you say that they had their kids there and stuff? And it was a little bit like, huh. Yeah, I forget. Oh, yeah. It's a thing. And it's funny because everybody says, oh, just Google it. Oh, just Google it. Just talk about it. Like, it's fine. It's just what you're getting funky with. Like, who you choose to sleep with is your own business, is my opinion. But okay. Swinging at sea. Comment in the with an emoji what you think of this. So this is a little clip. This is a brand new attraction starting April 2025 on the MSC, or typically bigger ships, the MSC World America. And this is going to be on sailings from Miami, 7-night Caribbean sailing from Miami to the Caribbean. So here's a little video for you of what this swing looks like. Let me know what you think. Would you do it? My palms are sweating just watching that. I mean, seriously. For me, hard no. Like, no way. And what's Barbara saying? Oh, about the pineapples. It was like hedonism, yeah. And Elizabeth saying, yeah, with the kids on the majority of the ship was doing it. Okay, so on that swing, Tammy says, no thanks. Barbara, Roxanne. I can't tell if that's a happy face or a like kind of face. Yeah, that seems to me like a not something I would do kind of face. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's 160 feet in the air. And so what it's going to do is basically you sit in the chair and then it raises you up and then extends you over the edge of the boat, over the water, over the ocean, and then it swings you back and forth. I don't know if it goes twice. Twice would be too much for me. But I'm not sure exactly how long it goes for, but, yeah, not my cup of tea. But I'm like, is there anybody who would do this? Doesn't seem like it. If you're watching this later on and you think, yes, you absolutely would do it, then I want to hear from you. I will tell you, I will say from experience, several resorts that I've been to where they have built water slides, um, more often than not, they have had to shut them down again because they were built too fast, or where when you're coming around the corners, people are coming up so high that they almost like spin out. So yeah, you might not want to be on that first cruise when it goes. Maybe wait like a month or two. Yeah, maybe. I would also wanna see, like, in that video, it didn't look like they were strapped in particularly well. I mean, basically, I would wanna be, like, fully strapped into that sucker, would but again, it just doesn't matter because it's not like I would it's not even close to being on my radar for something that I would do, but you decide. Yeah, but I kinda thought that was a bit of a crazy concept. I mean, I know there's these water slides and stuff like that, but that somehow seems safer. Even doing the 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 cars, the little race car things, the speedway tracks and stuff like that. That's, you're doing that on the top of the ship. So, for example, when I saw the Norwegian Bliss, last week, I mean, that's 20 stories, like 60 meters in the air. I don't know. I'm not sure that I don't think I would be that trusting if I'm completely honest. But let me know. Let me know if you think that's something you would do or not. Okay, and then Amsterdam is saying stay away. So basically, they originally were targeting Brits, sort of in the 18 to 35 age group, men, for going to Amsterdam and partying it up in a like really on edge kind of partying, like getting completely wasted, looking for drugs, and then basically going to the red light district and, well, um, they're now targeting other EU tourists as well with this campaign. And what's happening is basically if you Google, now you have to, it's all going to be with cookies and stuff like that. But if you Google like Amsterdam coffee shops or Amsterdam pub crawls, then apparently what's going to come up is they've paid for Google Ads, to have a survey come up. And so instead of it just being a little, a JPEG or something. It's an actual clickable survey, and in it, it's going to ask you different questions like, "What's your idea of fun?" And if you're one of the answers is going to be would might possibly to the survey might be like finding drugs and trying something new, then the response that they're going to automatically have for the survey is it's going to redirect you to say basically this may not be the best destination for you, and that things like cocaine are illegal and that you could be fined or whatever. And basically they're just trying to curb the nuisance behavior. We certainly see that happen in hey Hurst, welcome, welcome. We certainly seen that happen in Portugal and Spain, where they've restricted alcohol in certain areas. Mainly the main tourist areas. And I can understand it if you're a resident of those areas, and then having all these people come in and you know some people when they have too many drinks, they can't handle their alcohol and they do stupid things. And if that involves destruction of property or vandalism, that kind of thing, then it's not good because the local residents are in the end going to be the ones who have to increase their taxes and stuff like that to cover the cost of repair. So I get it. I get the stay away campaign, but I haven't been yet. So I guess I need to go before they say nobody, they don't want anybody coming there. Um, Yeah. So it's kind of interesting. Okay, now I have a game for you. Barbara, Tammy, get your thinking caps on. Okay, so my question to you is, now I went to different hotel websites, and that was tricky because I'm here in Canada and I wanted to do this question to you in US dollars. Um, and apologies to those of you watching from the UK or from Europe, because that makes it further more complicated to convert. But what I did is I looked at the different hotel websites for some more posh hotels, some not so posh, some just think they're posh. And I wanted to see what the rates were. They average daily night rate, so per room per night. This is based on double occupancy, so 2 adults sharing a room, and specifically, I was looking at December 1st to the 8th, which the biggest secret you will ever find out is that if you ever wanna travel at any time of year, generally speaking, December 1st through the 8th of every year, and sometimes into the 2nd week of December, cheapest time of year to travel, full stop. So, just file that one aside for you for your next big trip, especially if you're planning on going somewhere more expensive. It's amazing how much the price can come down. I mean, that or you go during the peak of hurricane season and hope for the best. But don't get me started on predictions for hurricane season because we had that whole conversation last week. Okay, so the question to you is based on December 1st to the 8th, 2024, double occupancy. I want you to rank these resorts from least to most expensive. So, for example, if you thought that the Sandals Royal Bahamian in Nassau was the least expensive, you would put D as the first letter and then consequently work it all out. And I have the prices for you in US dollars that I will share. But I'm curious as to which ones do you think are the least expensive? And if you don't want to answer the whole thing, if you just want to rank them and just put the one that you think is least expensive, then just take the easy button and go that route. But I'm curious to see what you have to say. Okay, so Barbara is going CABD. So Rio Palace Paradise Island, then Hyatt Ziva Cancun, Rio Palace Aruba, and then Sandals Royal Bahamian. Tammy says ABDC, so she's saying that the Rio Palace Paradise Island is the most expensive, the Hyatt Ziva Cancun is the least expensive. These are listed in just alphabetical order, by the way. I wasn't trying to trick anybody or do anything like that. Roxanne is saying A, D, C, and B. And I'll give you guys another second or two to work this out. But yeah, I'm curious to see what you guys think, and I think you'd be interested to see the the answers and the nightly rate because I sure was. I will say that much. Okay, so let's go ahead with the answers. So, and then I'll have to quickly check to see who got this right. Okay, so the correct answer on a per night, per room basis in US dollars, this is the ranking from least to most expensive. CDAB. Oh, Proc's here. Hey, how are you? And actually, Proc got it right. Proc was the only one who got it right. Well done. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah, Rio Palace Paradise Island, which is shockingly expensive. Not that it's not worth it, but that's just the prices these days. Holy moly. And then oddly enough, goes to show you if you book far enough in advance, again, that Sandals Royal Bahamian is actually, if you're prepared to spend that kind of money per room per night, is doable. I mean, this is a basic room. I forget which room category that was. Probably something just basic. I just looked at whatever the cheapest thing was available. Hyatt Ziva Cancun, $669 a night, and then Rio Palace Aruba at a whopping $733 a night. So kind of interesting to see how the prices played out on that one. And I did check a bunch of others. So what was it? Rue Palace, Baja California for that week was $379. And of course, all these are just the prices that I looked at. I didn't compare against other websites. I didn't compare tour operator rates. And the rates fluctuate and change all the time. So just bear that in mind. Hyatt Zilara Cap Cana, that was $703 a night. Sandals Emerald Bay, $884. I believe that was a pretty upgraded room category though. So, if you were able to get one of the more basic rooms, then it would be a lot less. The Iberostar Grand Aruba doesn't have rates showing on their website yet, but it does say it starts at US $440, which, like I said, if the Rue Palace Aruba is $733, I didn't pull up the other one. Oh, and then if you want to go super crazy, LeBlanc in Cabo was $1,218 per room per night, $1,218. Grand Villas, $2,160 per room per night. And I'm pretty sure that was a basic room. So, talk about crazy. Like, if you won the lottery, would you pay that much? Or would you just go on way more vacations? I've stayed at both LeBlanc. Actually, have I stayed at? So I haven't stayed at Iberostar Grand Aruba, but I've stayed at every other property on this list. Everything that I just mentioned. I've stayed at all of them. I thought LeBlanc was brilliant. I love it. I would 100% stay there again. Did I think it was worth almost twice as much as Hyatt Zilara Cap Cana? No. I've stayed at Grand Villas in Cabo. Did I think that was worth almost 4 times as much? No, 3 times as much as Hyatt Zilara Cap Cana, or certainly, my math sucks, 3 times as much as Hyatt Ziva Cancun? No. Again, nice property, great food. The thing I liked about Grand Villas is that they had just tons and tons of different wines that you could just go in, and if you wanted a glass of wine, you just asked for it. Didn't matter if you're the only one drinking that bottle and nobody else was going to finish it. That's just what they did. So it was kind of cool. But and they had a one tasting meal that I did. Tammy, were you there? Did you do that as well? I think you did. And it was like 12 courses or something, but the food that would come out would be like the size of, a hedgehog chocolate, so like not like you were getting full, but it just took hours to complete. Barbara's saying she loved Cap Cana, went to the Secrets there. Yeah, the Secrets is nice. Sanctuary Cap Cana is really nice. I haven't been to Margaritaville, but yeah, I love all those properties there. Yeah, Tammy was there. Yeah. There's too many wines ago. I don't remember 100%. Yeah. And yeah, it was just tons of food. So, yeah, but like, is it worth, like, I don't know. I think some of these prices are just going nuts. And I guess the problem is with all the pent-up demand that there was after COVID, we went from a situation where in 2018, 2019, prices were a lot lower because the hotels were trying to get you to go there. Because I was like, oh, I'm going on another trip. Are you super excited? No, it's just another trip. Yeah, the weather's going to be better. Nice to have somebody cooking for me. Nice to have somebody bringing me a drink. Nice to be able to go for a swim whenever I want. But wasn't super excited about it. Flash forward to, mid 2021, when it's been basically almost a year and a quarter of not being able to travel. Well, I was ready to go anywhere. And so when our rules changed and we were able to travel without having to quarantine and all that kind of good stuff, I had 3 trips booked before the end of that year. And I forget how many trips I did in 2022. And then this year is stacking up to be a pretty epic travel year as well. So it's all good. But like I said, if you missed the beginning of the show, I do have my new 360-degree camera. I'm going to go live when I'm in Cancun. And I know that might, again, not be super exciting for you, but I am going to be at the brand new Hyatt Vivid Grand Island, which it's interesting. The target age group for that property is like 25 to 40. folks, I'm in my 50s. Should be obvious by the wrinklage. But to me, all their activities and stuff like that sound right up my alley. And it sounds like it's going to be a pretty exciting place to see. So I'm excited to share that with you with the 360 camera, where I can basically, walk around with it and show you what I think you want to see. But like I said before, if you want to take a closer look at the little snack cart thing, or the food truck over here, or the pool back here, all you have to do is rotate your camera and you can change what you're viewing. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, Roxana's excited too. Yeah. So yeah, that'll be fun. And I'm actually going to see one of our channel members, Christine Tizone, is going to be in Cancun at the same time. So I'll be meeting up with her. I've said this before. Her and I share an extreme dislike for open concept bathrooms. So we'll see what the one is like at the Hyatt Vivid. Barbara's saying, can't wait. Cool. Exciting times, that's for sure. So be sure to sign up. If you don't forget to hit that like button, really helps out the channel. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. And if you hit that notification button, you will, oddly enough, get notified when I've posted a new video, when when I've going live. It'll notify you. So if it's just spontaneous different times of the day, then at least you're not going to miss out. So that's kind of a cool. Oh yeah, need a door. Yeah, just give me a damn door. I don't mind if there's some use of frosted glass, but look, I always have said, if you want open concept, open the door, leave the door open, but give me a door. I don't know. It's just me. Okay, and then one last plug. Also, we have channel memberships, so you can get more behind the scenes information. There's like one of the videos for this weekend. Members already have a preview access to it, and there's also 4 different levels. So if you want to have more information, then definitely check that out. Just go to memberships on the YouTube main page, on my YouTube channel main page. And don't forget to join in. Oh, I can get rid of that. There you go. Going live again next Wednesday from 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK time, if you want to join me then. So and we'll get one last comment. I never get the reverse right. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll try to send as much information as I can. What I think I will do is I'll also arrange a Q&A. So if there's any questions that you have of the resort, then I can make sure that I take photos and video of it, because I loved the lobby at the Hyatt, the Rio Palace the Rio Palace Cabo San Lucas so much. And in the end, I didn't even really have any video of it, which was spectacularly disappointing. So yeah, if there's anything in particular that you want to see, let me know, and I'll try to answer those questions ahead of time. I'm also going to do a fun little thing about my favorite places to go for a drink in Cancun, best mango margaritas, that kind of thing. And like I said 2 or 3 weeks ago, in Cabo, banana margaritas are a thing. Mango margaritas was sort of last year and the year before, but banana margarita, never even heard of such a thing. So I'm going to try one of these out. And also, if I can find some marquesitas, of course, those are the crepes that are cooked a little bit extra long to be crispy. For if you can't conceptualize it, think of it like a waffle cone, but put flat and with stuff inside of it. Dates I am at Hyatt Vivid are 30th of April to May 7th, I believe. Tammy's actually going to be there on a tour about a week before me. Lucky girl. Yeah. So that'll be interesting. Oh, yes. Thanks for tuning in. You take care of yourself. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in today, and, like I said, if you haven't already hit that thumbs up button, go ahead and do that before you leave. Really helps out the channel. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for taking some time out today to join me as we discuss all these crazy things that are happening in travel. Lots of exciting stuff going on. Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that would have been so cool. I will be in Mexico. I will be in Cancun at that time, just not at that property. But maybe we can connect. We'll see. We'll work something out. All right. Thanks again for tuning in, everybody. And we will see you next Wednesday. Bye for now.